Hello, and thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Pageants and Prosecco. I am so excited to have you guys here on this podcast. I know we are a little bit behind. I owe you guys 2 episodes. I will get those to you. I had a little bit of technical difficulty the last few weeks, but nonetheless, it's the interview that y'all have been waiting for. I am talking to Miss India USA, Aaishwariya Gulani. And let me tell you a little bit about her, because we are talking to a future doctor is in the building, you guys. So Aaishwariya was recently crowned Miss India USA, and she is currently a medical student aspiring to be, and I practice this word, an ophthalmologist. I practice this, the ophthalmologist. I think I'm pretty close to it. Nonetheless, beauty, brains, and vision is what we're talking about today. Is what is her epitome. I'm trying to pronounce this word, you guys. And she's her Valedictorian at Wharton Business graduate, a Mayo Clinic researcher and publisher, to medical school student with simultaneously artistic achievement like Bharatnatyam Arangetram, while mentoring and leading her community locally and internationally, focused to eradicate needless blindness from the world. Aaishwariya has always been avidly involved in her surrounding community. As she progresses through her medical education, she has the opportunity to provide care all around the world for underprivileged populations. Her work with healthcare globally is something she wants to continue to work towards to improve global health disparities worldwide. As a physician and the current title holder of Miss India USA, it is her belief and mission to spread the idea that people can pursue both medicine and their passions. And that's kind of what we're talking about today, the pageants, of course. Everyone give a nice pageant and Prosecco toast. I have my little drink right here. And of course, in the stereotypical red solo cup. To Aaishwariya, Miss India USA. Hello.
Hi. Thank you so much for that wonderful intro. I'm so excited to be here.
Me too. I'm so excited to interview you. And I'm sorry I messed up this because I practiced this last week and I forgot that I had this word. Because it's an eye doctor, correct?
Yeah, ophthalmologist.
Okay. And I was like, nonetheless. But welcome to the show. It's nice to have you.
So excited to be here.
So tell us about Miss India USA and the competition, because technically you won over a year ago, and like we just talked about a few minutes ago, your nationals are getting back a little bit. So can let us all know about the Miss India USA competition, what got you started in it, and a little bit of backstory.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, I won Miss India USA last January of 2020, and it has been such an incredible journey. I obviously, not everything has panned out as we all expected this past year, but I will be representing the USA at Miss India Worldwide, which is the international pageant, this coming October, fingers crossed, with COVID and everything. And basically this pageant is been around for years, and it's a really incredible pageant for young Americans. It's for teens, Miss, which is me, and Mrs., to really just get in touch with that integration of cultures, because everyone who comes in is born and raised in America for the most part, but has such a close connection to their ethnic background and their culture and the talents associated with our cultures. And it's really great to see that come together on one big stage, and people vying for this crown, for the opportunity for a platform to talk about and take action towards things that they're passionate about. And for me, that was, as you mentioned, the integration of medicine and other things and other passions. So that's kind of how the pageant works. And I got involved on the state level. So I did Miss India Florida, actually won first runner-up there. And then in January of 2020, went to Texas for the Miss India USA part. And I won there. And that was such an incredible experience because I've never been in pageants before. This was definitely something I'd like just try it out, like to try it out, just to say that I've tried it and like see if I liked it. And it was such an incredible experience and so different from what I'm used to normally. So yeah.
Right. So you competed in 3 pageants before you won Miss India USA?
One. The Florida one.
Okay, got it. So you're still like kind of a newbie to the game and you won a national title. That's impressive.
Yeah, it was definitely overwhelming even going there because there were people who had been in the same pageant system multiple times, like returning a second or third time, and people who'd done other pageants or whatever. But it was so great because everyone was still super encouraging and like guiding, because like things you just don't even think about that you need to think about backstage. They were so helpful with because they've been through it before. So that was really awesome. It was very fun. Made a lot of friends.
I know, right? Where was your national pageant held at where you won?
In Texas. It was in Austin.
Oh, yeah. You were like immersed in like a real pageant environment being together in Texas. Like that's like real pageantry down there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was definitely all in.
Oh my goodness. And so when it comes to your platform, you are merging your passions with, what you want to study. And I think that's so important because a lot of people choose pageantry or education, or we know a lot of people like might drop out of school a year to have a national title holder and make those appearances and whatnot. So can you just tell us a little bit about what got you started into your medical field dreams, I guess, to even pursue ophthalmologist?
Yeah, ophthalmology.
I'm trying. Because me, obviously, I've been going to get my eyes done for the longest. So I say, like, if I had to do life over, I might be an eye doctor, or I'd probably be like a gynecologist, because that's 2 different things that I've been dealing with consistently. And I hate just like, not being able to see. Like, I consider LASIK and whatnot. And but talk about your journey and to this medical field and what kind of brought you to it.
Yeah, so I've kind of wanted to be a doctor forever. I grew up with parents who were both physicians, so I think I was a little biased growing up, but also in undergrad, I gave myself the chance to try other things. So I pursued a business degree over a science one, just because I was like, now's my chance to expand my boundaries, expand what I'm normally comfortable with. And so I did. So I got a business degree and I loved it. I loved business, but I knew that my actual career would come out of medicine and business would be the perfect aid for my medical practice in the future. And those kind of skills that I gained in that those kind of classes were amazing and like kind of went so well with my science background. So I tried to deviate, but I came right back to medicine. And I really like it. It's definitely not easy, as everyone will say, but I think it's one of those things where it's like you enjoy it so much that you can't imagine yourself doing anything else. And that's exactly what it is. But yeah, so that's how I kind of got into medicine. And as you said, you're so right. It's so distinct from pageantry because people do one or the other, or they drop out and do the other, or vice versa. But what was interesting, actually, like the national pageant in Texas, there were a couple of girls who were in medicine. So that itself was so reassuring to see because I was like, all right, like people here like come from like the same field that I come from, and they're also able to balance both, so it's not impossible. It's just not talked about or not maybe accepted yet, And I think that's the bigger issue because it's like if you tell someone, if you are a doctor or something and that you're going to pageants, people look at you weird, or they're like, that's because pageants are stereotypically for like ditzy girls, but like that's so not it. Pageants are literally to empower these women to become more confident and to like work towards something that they're so passionate about. And I think that's why you can balance both, because it's not necessarily just appearances and things like that, because that becomes a full-time job on its own. But I think if you're using one thing to aid another, it makes it so much more manageable.
And while you were in school, you went to Wharton School of Business. That's like a really, really big deal. Was that your first choice?
It was. It's actually funny because I didn't know business was my first choice, but I loved Penn when I went to visit, and I applied business there, and I applied engineering everywhere else. And the odds are that I was going to be an engineer, but I got into Wharton and I was like, there's no other option. Like I'm going to do business, like, you know? So that worked out really well and I loved it. And now looking back, I have so much respect for engineers because I can never do what they did. They work so hard and they're so smart.
I love it. And you're in Florida. So what made you decide to go to, well, I guess Penn State? Is Penn State is at Wharton School of Business, correct?
It was UPenn. Yeah.
Okay, University of Pennsylvania. So what made you switch from a warm climate to a cold climate? Was it solely based school and education?
No, I really wanted to have that like Northeast experience. Like I wanted to live in a big city, like get that experience of undergrad. And I think Penn was really great because it's a campus, but it's still in the city. So I really enjoyed that. Like definitely got to explore a lot, got to travel a lot, and get those experiences. And it was like a good amount of time because I was able to want to come back for med school. You know, after the 4 years, I was like, all right, got it out of my system and I'm coming back and I had a good experience.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And he was also valedictorian as well.
In high school.
Yeah, which is like a huge achievement. You are so smart and brilliant, and it's so I'm honored to like be in your presence and talk to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I always joke I was peaked in high school.
Academically.
Yeah. No.
What message would you have for those in high school who are like a lot of girls who are super smart and brilliant, but like, maybe it's like kind of looked down upon a little bit to be smarter than the boys? And what gave you that drive in high school to really focus on your studies instead of kind of getting distracted to become a valedictorian?
Yeah, I think the idea of it like being frowned upon for girls to be smarter is just something I feel like as a generation we're fighting so much against, because like the girls who are out here growing up, they are so smart and so capable, and like we are doing this whole movement on the side to like empower them, and then at the same time, when you come down to the little bits of it, like everyday life in high school or whatever, we're making that impossible for them. But on a larger scale, we're like empower each other, whatever. But I feel like the girls just, I would just say, honestly, just focus on your long-term goals. Like, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, things won't happen in high school. Things will happen as you progress. And like, just keeping that focus is so important because every little step, every little success, even just like one good grade or one really great accomplishment that you do in high school, they all add up and they each open more and more doors moving forward. And I think that's the biggest thing that I look back on, because whenever I look back on how I made my way into medicine, I know there's a lot of things that could have blocked me along the way if they hadn't happened. Right. And I think same with pageantry. I don't think I ever would have gotten into pageantry if I wasn't in medicine, because I didn't have that like other thing going for me per se. So I think I would just say to stay focused on the little goals because they'll add up eventually.
That's interesting that you say that medicine kind of got you into pageantry. You think there's some kind of level of discipline that you learned from being a student that kind of transferred into your pageant prep?
I think discipline, but I think more than that, the confidence. Because me entering med school for what was like 20 years after working for something like that is the biggest confidence boost anyone can get, like reaching that first step in your career goals, for whatever it is, not just medicine, whatever your career goal or any goals, not even career. But that for me was the biggest confidence boost, and like I think that's what was like, all right, I can go into pageants or I can try it out at least, you know. I think that's what I got most confidence. And I think it actually worked vice versa in a weird way, because winning the pageant was another confidence boost that helped me in medicine to be like, I can do so much more than just medicine.
Right.
So yeah.
So you got your acceptance letter. You're like, I did it.
It was, yeah, I think it was one of those like surreal moments where I was like, okay, I gotta go back to class now. It didn't really hit me until later. They just like give you a phone call randomly and you're like, okay, I need to go back to the rest of my day, and then like it'll hit. But it was surreal, like just like realize that it has been something you're working towards for 20 something years was
Right.
crazy.
Is that how you got your notification? Was through a phone call?
Yeah, they called us. Yeah, so it was like, okay, I gotta go. Thank you. Like,
Well, that's kind of cool. I'm not opposed to.
it's so nice. They're so personal about it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a blizzard going outside. Something just crazy just hit the window. Like
Oh
a whole
no.
the crazy window. It's just like snow or something. Snow or apple.
Oh,
But
okay.
I can't believe they gave you a phone call.
Yeah, it was really nice and personal, honestly. It was really sweet. It was just funny because it was like, okay, thanks.
And they gotta go back to business.
Couldn't let it sink in yet, you know?
Oh my goodness. Well, now you are way past undergrad and you are in medical school right now.
Mhm.
What is life like as a national title holder and being a medical student?
It's very different. I think it would have been one way if COVID wasn't a thing. But right
Yeah.
now, I think it has made it possible for me to do so much more with this title than I ever could have. I think if COVID wasn't a thing, I would have spent most of my time just trying to balance, as you said, appearances, like just going places, and that would be like balanced with like school, right? But because I have so much flexibility of time with like everything being online and events being online, I've been able to do a lot more and a lot more impactful um, appearances and actual work. Like I think I first started like early in May with like a donation to nurses around Jacksonville, which is where I'm located, and like was able to gather stuff from local bakeries to donate to the nurses as a thank you during Nurses Week. And then from things like that to like hosting seminars, which was really cool. I got to host a physician seminar of, about med school for like pre-med students, which was really awesome. It was part of a national conference. And then just being able to like also now speak more and more about what I've learned through the integration of both of these journeys has been great. Like I think last Monday, I held a seminar with American Medical Women's Association about going beyond medicine. So I think things like that with traveling and the time constraints would not have necessarily been as possible without COVID. But I think because we're all just home and like able to just get on the computer and like connect to people from all across the world, I've been able to like actually make a bigger impact and push my platform and my message across more. So that's honestly been so great. And hopefully now things are opening up. So like I'll get to do more in-person things as well to actually make those personal connections over the next few months. So I'm looking forward to that as well, to get that experience.
Oh my goodness. Sounds like you've been working hard from inside your bedroom. I love it.
Yeah, I know. It's literally from like on my desk, one desk, and doing all this stuff, but it's been really awesome. It makes it so much easier to manage.
You're like changing the world. And, I think you're doing a lot of good work. I think you're doing necessary work that needs to be done, which is, I think for one, women getting into medicine is one of the most impactful things because as women, we need those doctors to talk to about any type of ailments that we have going on. I think it's different talking to a woman or we're talking to a man. So I love your message. I love that you are encouraging girls to get into STEM and, and to pursue these two integrate in your life, because it's not impossible to do it all. You know what I'm saying? We can.
No, I completely agree. And I think a big part of integrating women into medicine or encouraging more women into medicine is like maintaining that part that makes you a woman. Because I think a lot of times you're trying to integrate into medicine and STEM fields, and people try and change how they act to be more like men because they're better accepted, quote unquote, in the field. But I think
wow.
exactly what you said, like you want a woman doctor because you want a woman doctor, and there's a difference. Like sometimes there just is, in like certain fields.
Right.
And I think with pageantry, I think that's one thing I was able to discover. Is like I don't have to lose that girly, like likes to dance side of me to become a doctor or hide that even, because I think it's like, oh, they're going to frown upon me and think I'm not as serious as the male colleagues in the room. But like, that's not true. I should and others should also just stick to who they are and keep their feminine side, sorry, with them. That'll make them the doctor that their patients want to see.
Right. Right. I've seen a lot of doctors on TikTok giving out like just like little random advice, and I just love it.
I honestly feel like I've learned so much from them
On TikTok.
Yeah, all the new doctors who like do the dance and like give little like blurbs of how to do things.
And it's like all these like real life medical advice coming out.
I know, and I'm like, pause, read, pause.
Yes. I hate watching videos like more than twice, so I am always quick to like pause it and just take notes down.
No,
I love it. But it makes them so personable, and relatable. Instead of just so serious.
Yeah, they've definitely gotten very integrated on social media. I love seeing it. Do
you think you'll be a doctor on TikTok giving out like eye advice or how to keep your sight healthy as you get older?
Maybe, yeah. Honestly, if TikTok's still around or whatever replaces it next, who knows? But yeah, I feel like it's such a fun little way to like interact with other people and also interact with like generations who normally wouldn't care, like I think it's really cool because they've definitely gotten a good following from like this like Instagram, TikTok generation who normally like doesn't really care what's happening,
Yeah.
So it's like, really awesome.
And you're able to keep up with people's attention spans too, because it's nice and short and sweet.
Yeah, exactly. I'll try.
So when it comes to specializing in ophthalmology,
yeah,
I'm trying really hard.
You're getting it.
What made you want to specialize specifically when it comes to the eyes? People. At what point do you specialize? Specialize in med school, right?
Yeah, by the end of med school, we'll have to like choose officially. So I have a little bit of time, but I've just had a lot of experience with it, like through my time at Penn, and like I got to do this like summer abroad in India at this eye hospital and got to see a lot there. So I've just gotten a lot of experience with it and I've loved it. And it's kind of like what you said, like just like not being able to see is a really difficult thing. And it's so fixable, So I feel like I want to be a part of that change that's so simple. Like it's changing people's lives so drastically. And I think also my experience when I was at the eye hospital really showed me a lot of the health disparities. And it was great to see them basically giving them free cataract or LASIK surgeries just for free to these to these people who normally don't even get basic healthcare. And I feel like I want to be a part of this change that's allowing healthcare to reach these people who never get basic access to needs. So
yeah. And then like your sight is pretty much everything. If you don't have your sight, nothing else really kind of matters.
Yeah, we would see like patients whose livelihood would be, like farming or something like that, or driving at night, and their night vision is so terrible, and it's like you give it back to them and their whole livelihood comes back, So it was incredible to see.
That's crazy. It's crazy. I think about it too. Last year during the pandemic, I only had one of my glasses broke and I was out of contacts. So I only had one pair of glasses, and then the pandemic hit. And so it was all like shutting down. And so I was like really scared. Like, what if my only pair of glasses broke? you know, and that's before I realized I could buy glasses online. I don't know why I came across that idea earlier in life, but I was like, no, you go to the doctor because you have to get a new prescription every year. You know, it's like the maintenance for being, you know, without sight is really hard because you go to the doctor every single year, get your prescription done. I'm actually due for this year. But it was just scary just knowing that like we're going to be stuck in the house for 2 weeks. I'm only have one pair of glasses and dirty contacts, one pair of dirty contacts. Like, and it was like when we were all like missing toilet paper. I don't know if it was going to be like the purge, the time.
Oh my gosh.
And
the banana bread.
Yes, it was just a scary thought, you know. So,
your glasses look really good. I love the shape.
Thank you. I got these from by Direct, like EYE by Direct, and yeah, I love cat eyes, and that's one thing I looked for too. Because when I went to get my glasses done as a kid, they never had like fun little glasses. It was all like so serious, you know.
Yeah. No, I like them. They're very cute.
Thank you. And then now I have like 10 pairs since I found this website, like 10 pairs of glasses. It's gotten really bad. But I've been so used to only having one pair of glasses my whole life. You know, it's the one you get from the eye doctor's appointment, and then you with that pair until next year. So if I get something fun and silly with every outfit, you know, and there was one point where I got SpongeBob glasses as a kid because they were cute, but then like I matured, and so now I'm stuck with SpongeBob glasses because of insurance, and I can't get a new pair, and it was just like,
oh my god, that's traumatizing.
It is.
That's like
it's a life struggle.
That's like how it was with like braces, but it wasn't even that long. I feel like if you get like a funky color for braces and then you go like a month or whatever before changing it, and you're like, why did I do this? Like, why is this?
You're stuck with this decision for a minute, you know? Like, oh my god. So funny. Oh. And it's like a lifelong problem, you know, because I don't want to get LASIK. Like, I like the idea of it, but I just don't like the idea, the technical. Like, I don't want people playing with my eyes. Like, it's something about it. And so I go, you know, I'll just keep glasses on because they're cute. Keep my contacts on because they're cute, you know. To each his own. Yeah. But it's an idea that I work with constantly. Because I know I had a teacher in college and she had LASIK done. She said it took 6 seconds for one eye and I think 10 seconds for the other eye. Yeah. And I was like, those 6 seconds were probably like 6
just
hours.
Like
that. Is it really an easy process?
I think, yeah, it's pretty fast.
Gosh.
It's like it's literally like a 10-minute. If there's no like insane complications or things like that, it's pretty fast, which is why like when I saw them doing it in India, I was like, patient 1, patient 2, patient 3, patient 4. I was like, wow, that's it was like they're going curing the world so quickly.
Girl, maybe I don't know. I don't have enough wiggles for that. I appreciate you going into this field is one of my most important things I want to let you know because it's so important, so necessary. And with iBuy Direct, this is not like a plug. I do have a code though. I'm gonna put my code in the comments. I have access to it. Whenever you for them to donate a pair of glasses to somebody, and you can choose what country that you want it to go to, whether it's a continent or you could choose a country within a continent that they work with. Whenever you buy from iBuy Direct, I give you guys my little code.
Oh,
they give you yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're cheap. I think these are like $6, and the frames are like $20. It's no more than $50 that I pay for glasses.
Oh, that's solid. Yeah.
That's why I have them. Okay. Well, before I let you go, per the name Pageants and Prosecco, I like to mention alcohol, of course, on this show. And share what we're drinking. I've been sipping on this Voda box. It's a handheld one. So cute.
Ooh.
It's the one box that holds 3 of these. 3 glasses of wine.
Oh my god, what a steal.
I know. It's like $5. I got this at Jewel Osco, but you can pretty much find this anywhere. They have actual big boxes too. But when I go cheap, this is one of my favorite ones to go with, is a Boda. It's a Boda movie I have.
I've been sipping on the Trader Joe's Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh.
My favorite. You know what?
Do you have the bottle?
It's in the refrigerator, but do you know what $2 Chuck is? It's like Trader Joe's is like, it's like $3 wine from Trader Joe's, and it's amazing. So I'm a white drinker. I can't handle reds.
Really?
Yeah, I like Sauv Blanc. So.
Oh my gosh! See this. I have heard of Trader Joe's $2 Chuck. There's no Trader Joe's really around me. I mean, there might be one in Chicago, but mainly Foods and Mariano's as grocery stores in Jewel-Osco.
Oh, okay.
But I gotta find a Trader Joe's or like a Whole Foods or something.
Yeah, it's life changing.
I'll get into it. I mean, I've heard about it. It's like a myth. Like I heard about it, but I've never actually done it. Is it good?
It's decent. It's not like that incredibly classy, you know, but it's like great. We always like bring that whenever we watch The Bachelor, like tonight. We just like usually do like $2 Chuck because it's like casual and not like trying to celebrate or anything.
Gotcha. It's like so it's Trader Joe's this line of wine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I gotta find you one.
Like in the other room. But yeah, it's really good. And they have reds too, since you're into Merlot and stuff.
Well, I don't drink. The only thing I drink white is Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blanc. That's like the lowest. That's like the last wine on my list.
I understand.
Maybe if nothing else is available, like. But I love the way it tastes. It's just not my first choice. Is it grassy and very like melony?
Yeah. It's like sweeter than, it's definitely sweeter. It's not as dry as Chardonnay, so I like it. I'm trying to get more into Chardonnays though, but they're a little too dry for me still.
Yeah, you gotta find one that was a lot of I say it, but if it says buttery, go opposite. Like don't get the one that says buttery, and you want the ones that were in stainless steel. So some of them are gonna say on the bottle aged in wood. I was trying to say wood and oak. It's gonna say aged in wood or aged in oak. If it says that, then that's the ones you don't want.
Oh, good to know. Okay.
And then say it again.
Yeah, I'll try looking for that.
And then also like the ones that are maybe the ones are made in America. So if you find a Chardonnay that was like in France or something, those might be aged in steel, and you might like those better.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow, learning so much.
A fun little tidbit, little things that I know.
Yeah, no, good to know. I'm still like a baby.
Are you still getting started in wine? Are you a wine drinker?
Yeah. Oh, nice. Not really. Getting into it still.
I gotta look up a good Sauvignon Blanc. Do you drink like the Kim Crawford's?
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed it. You can go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, I said yeah, that one's good. I've had that.
That's like the only one I know about is like that one, and I know that they're mainly made in Australia, I think.
Mm-hmm.
New Zealand.
I have heard the New Zealand Sauv Blancs are the best, so I tried those, and they're definitely really, really good.
I think that's where it originates is in New Zealand, Australia, for sure.
That would make sense, yeah. But yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, it is Bachelor night. Are you excited for the finale? Are you been watching this whole season?
I watched everything up except for last week. I forgot, got busy. But I'm so excited. I know spoilers, which is a little unfortunate, but I'm still gonna watch to see how it pans out. But
oh, how do you know spoilers?
I go on Instagram too much.
Oh,
too much out there.
Are you following the cast, or are you following like Bachelor fan pages?
Like the fan pages.
Oh, yeah. I do the same thing when it comes to housework. Like I'm like addicted to it.
I've never seen that, but yeah, I've heard once you get started, you can't stop. So,
Yeah, it's a hot mess. I've been watching The Bachelor. I haven't really started it, but I did watch like some clips of the season because I'm like addicted to it. And so I've been like seeing some things on it, and then like people have been talking about it, like Wendy Williams has been it's been in the news. So like I might watch tonight to see like kind of how everything plays. And so
yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one for sure. And well, I mean, the big thing was like Chris Harrison's leaving, so that'll be really wild to not have him as the host for the first time.
yeah, on a finale episode too.
Yeah, like who's gonna say this is the most dramatic episode yet? Like, is it even The Bachelor?
Oh my gosh, that's so true. That's so true. Yeah, because they hadn't filmed this part yet before he stepped down. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, we'll see. But no, I think they filmed this, but I think actually I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting Bachelor night. I'm excited.
It's been a really good season with Matthew. Is that his name? Matt?
Yeah, Matt. It's been a good season. I think the last one was a very like dicey. So they needed one to like neutralize and make it back to normal, not like overly dramatic, but like baseline.
Right. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm gonna watch it tonight just to see what all the hype's
let
about.
me know what you think. I know. I feel like you'll be able to follow it right away.
I've seen a few clips. I saw one where the girl showed back up in this white dress, and they were all upset.
Yeah.
He's like, Hannah told me about him, and I couldn't not meet him. Something weird. Yeah, I saw the episode.
Yeah, Heather. She was a fun one.
All right, Aaishwariya, before I let you go, is there any quote or any meditation or affirmations you would like to leave our audience with, or a book that you're reading? I would like to ask recommendations.
I'll do a quote. This is actually the background of my phone. It's
Ooh.
Why is it not showing me? It's be the girl who decided to go for it. Oh, can you see it?
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
And that's my favorite quote. I love seeing it always, every time I open my phone.
Yes. Persistence.
Yes.
Be the girl who decides to go for it.
And that's what I want to encourage everyone for.
Go for it. Why not? You stepped out on a journey, to pursue your dreams of medicine and to pursue your dreams of pageantry. I think that your story is so needed in this world because we need to encourage people to be strong title holders, And I think some of the best title holders have had I guess not real careers, but like, Deshauna is in the Army. We have scientists, we have lawyers, we have doctors, and that pageantry isn't just for the stay-at-home moms of the world. It's for real working women out here making sense in the world. And, the future is she anyway. So we might as well just conquer everything while we can.
Completely agree.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. It was great talking to you and great getting to know you. And I'm so glad that we finally made this happen. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. This was such a great talk. I was glad we got to finally meet up or talk.
I know. Well, and everything's virtual now, so we can only conquer the world with our keyboard and our mind. Well, and thank you everyone for tuning in. I appreciate it. I hope your glasses are empty. Mine is going to get there early. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I have some special episodes for you guys coming up shortly, so just stay tuned. Aaishwariya, thank you, and have a great day.
You too. Thank you.